Okay, let's talk a little bit about Exadel now. So, Supriya, you're a client of ours. What has that partnership been like for you? And what can you share about the differences or similarities of our organizations?
To be honest, when we were starting this whole process of, again, hiring a complete team sitting in a different time zone and imagining how that work life would look like, it was intimidating. But we had open mind when we went through the hiring process. I have a very talented team back in Exadel. And when it comes to any work assignments, I believe or I have the same level of trust as my on-site team because they deliver with same quality and speed. They're always open to give feedback, to challenge the status quo whenever it is required. And we spoke about how there were barriers and we have broken them. That is a great example. They're never hesitant to bring anything that a bigger team can benefit, anything that could make us productive. And we have taken so many ideas and implemented it. It's a great collaboration between my on-site team in Chicago and Exadel. It's like one extended family for me. And I'm really proud for the Exadel team. I cannot ask for a better team, to be honest.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. And I'm sure they love having you as their people leader as well, as part of the CCC Intelligent Solutions and Exadel partnership. Julie, you're the CFO at Exadel. How did your journey with us begin? And what part of Exadel's culture made you want to commit to bringing your expertise here?
So I started at Exadel May of 2023, and I understood we were in 17 different countries at that point, and that was fascinating. I always really enjoy working with people in different countries, learning different cultures, and then to be able to work with some of the best software engineers in the world at the same time, it was incredible. So when I started at Exadel, largely the finance and accounting group was in the US. And I started to travel to Poland, where we have a large software engineering footprint. And I thought, why? When most of our operations are in Eastern Europe, why isn't our finance function and accounting function, which supports the business in the US? And so I started to hire and created a group in Poland, and it was the best move of my career. At that point, I had been at 3 CFO jobs, never worked with a team that was not in the same time zone as myself. And the team that is at Exadel from an accounting and finance is the best I have ever worked with. And what they have been able to do and transform and support the business is incredible. And now we're working with analysts in Latin America who are some of the most incredibly, just critical thinkers and are able to put their heart and soul into learn the business. It's been so exciting. And then also get to work with the software engineering team. And that's just icing on the cake for me.
Fantastic. So I mentioned earlier the launch of our new ERG, Employee Resource Group, the WE network for women at Exadel. Its mission is centered on visible leadership, connection, mentoring and coaching, and to help women grow. And we're launching the WE network as part of our International Women's Day initiatives, week-long or month-long initiatives. But it's not just for one day, it's for every day. And this year's International Women's Day theme is Give to Gain. So, Julie, as Exadel's CFO, you know that talent and culture are financial assets, of course, but crucial to the Give to Gain principle. How is the We Network launch a strategic business decision, not just a cultural initiative, that will boost financial health and growth by retaining and elevating our talent?
So this is really to ensure that, you know, all of our employees continue to grow, but also gives an opportunity to make sure that we are continuing to retain women who are in crucial points in their career, and they're looking to balance, you know, work with home, and, you know, we can create an environment that allows them to do that and continue to elevate their career and make sure that they're not the ones who are being told that they have to be quiet during a meeting, that we're empowering them and, you know, hope that they can grow into, you know, a C-suite role, and hopefully they'll take my job one day, and that's what we're hoping for.
Amazing. And what would you say to anyone listening out there today who's thinking about joining Exadel and having a career in tech, about the importance of an initiative like this and why they should join Exadel?
Because to have an initiative like this is you want to create an environment that you work in that brings people from all different types of backgrounds, all different types of thought processes. And the more diverse the team that you can build at every level is going to make the organization that much more successful and be able to pivot, you know, more quickly than other companies, because you're having a different type of thought in every different member of a team. And that allows you to pivot and pick up on signals in, you know, in the different client base to make sure that you're serving clients and you're staying ahead of the competition. And so I think that's really the biggest takeaway of this initiative.
Thank you. And Supriya, CCC is very committed to women's development with programs like the Women's Business Resource Group operating under your Diversity Advisory Council, providing career support, education, and networking opportunities for women. How have you seen the impact of groups like that at CCC develop during your 14 years there? And what impact has it had on your personal journey?
In CCC, again, when I was very junior employee, I looked at some of these other talented women, the way they speak, how they navigate through things, and they were my role models. And as you said, CCC also invest and believe in these things. To all the young women out there, again, first thing I would say is to believe in yourself that you can do this, to have that goals that you want to be, where you want to be, to speak to your leaders about it. It's important because everyone can have different goals in careers, and if I am not speaking about where I want to be, it's hard for my leader to know and to support me. I was always, under these thoughtful leaders who believed in me, who valued, and then they helped me. Also, mentorship, right? Building that network, getting to know other leaders, getting to be mentored and share some of your personal journeys and where you need to improve, how you need to improve. That helps a lot. And there are a lot of resources, be in Exadel, be in CCC, to help them. I think reaching out is the very first step. Reaching out for help would be the very first step. So you do not have to hesitate or wait for that. And in Exadel, I know a lot of talented women. They work, and I am so proud of them. I believe in them. I just want more. And so that's my reason. And then I just love this initiative also, Karen. I just believe that we get to expand this network more, and we get to see more talent, more diversified talent, bringing more ideas. I think what Julie said is when we are ideating something in a room full of people, it always brings diverse ideas and more thoughts that we bring it to the table. We have better products or outcomes. So I would definitely agree that all of these initiatives are going to help.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there's going to be lots more opportunities for women at Exadel and women at CCC to collaborate in the future.
Yep.
And what advice would you give to young women and girls thinking about a career in tech, Supriya?
So growing up, again, going back, we were 3 siblings and my dad believed in all of us equally. So, and I have a 11-year-old daughter. Every day when I look at myself, I just think I should be the role model for her so that she's never intimidated. For whatever is her dreams to chase after, she should never be intimidated. Now, while she's talented for her age, I'm sure when she grows up, she should never feel shy or fall short with compared to any man in her field, whatever is that. To all these young women, the first thing is believe in yourself. Again, knowledge is the key, and it is always going to help us to take the first leap. Whatever is your goal, you need to come up with that plan to have you challenge yourself to acquire the knowledge and to reach out for people to support you in that journey. Some of the times we are very hesitant to reach out, to build your network. Network is very important when you are building in this journey, because a lot of people, they do give you very good advice. They share their personal journeys and you learn from them, and you build that, I would say, you build that team, you build the culture, and then that helps you to move different stages.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Network can be so important.
Yep.
Yes.
To be able to pick up the phone, call someone, ask a question, get some advice or an introduction.
Yeah.
It can be game changing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how I ended up at Exadel, actually.
Okay.
A network connection made a connection to our COO, and here I am, nearly 6 months later.
Awesome.
So yeah, super important. Julie, you've read 1,000 contracts, I imagine, in all of your M&A activity and corporate roles and private equity roles. If you had to write a contract for the next generation of women entering tech today, what's the one non-negotiable clause you would make sure she has in her contract?
To be brave. I mean,
I love that.
to be brave, because tech is changing.
Yeah.
And it is going to require, to have a personality that's going to be consultative, because you're going to have tools that are going to do some of the work that was kind of what we consider to be the traditional behind the scenes. It's really an opportunity for these individuals and women to be elevated and be consultative and share their ideas and share, ideas to improve businesses and tech departments and things of that nature. So it's really to be brave.
I love that. So next year, Supriya, will be 20 years since you started your career in software development at Tech Mahindra.
Yep.
If you were to write a book called What 2 Decades in Tech Taught Me About Leadership, what would be the central theme?
I would say first thing that comes to my mind is obviously everyone's journey is different. For me, it was believing in myself. Every one of us has their unique strength, and I always thought how I can add value to wherever I am. When I was a developer myself, how am I adding value with respect to 5 other developers in the team? When I moved up, how I'm adding value to my company. So whatever is that for you, I think you always need to remember that's your core strength. You need to always stay put. You are going to thrive in that. So that's the very first thing, and rest lot of the things we learn at the job. You do not have to excel in everything. You know where is your strength, and you build other skills around it, and that makes you stand out in the long run. And lot of the things when we are moving through the career, immediate opportunities comes and goes, and you are nervous about it. You don't know what's going to happen, right turn, left turn, wrong turn. Everything works out at the end if you believe in yourself and your core strength and values.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So Julie, you've been with Exadel for almost 3 years now. What positive changes have you seen, and what are the big bets that we can look forward to for 2026 and beyond?
Positive changes, I would say, in the last 3 years have really been building a cohesive global team. We're not just a combination of different countries. We've brought in a company culture. And so everyone has a similar opportunity no matter where you're located, and has the opportunity to work on really interesting projects. And as we continue to use AI, I mean, we've trained our entire workforce. That started a year ago, and they're already being exposed to doing more of that consultative-based work. I think that you're going to see people really thrive. I think they've wanted this. We've got some of the best engineers that graduated top of their class, and they've been waiting for this moment, and we're able to give it to them. And it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
It is.
To add to Julie's point,
Yeah.
actually, there are times when engineers does come to me and ask, can we work on this new exciting project?
Yeah.
Can we, now that we have learned all of this, how do we get it to next level and apply in our day? I love it when they're bringing those ideas and ready to take that next leap, and they are reaching out proactively. I really love that initiative.
That's great. Well, we'll tell them to do it more. So ladies, reflecting on your career, what's one intrinsic value that you've upheld all through, despite all the external pressure, all of your maybe internalized doubt or fears or challenges, that you have that you feel has had the biggest impact on your career trajectory? So what's that value that's really taken you to the top?
I would say it's wanting to constantly improve myself, which is improve myself through career development, network building, how I build my team. If people want to work with me, it's never being settled in one particular part of my life. It's what can I do next? How can I be better? That's the piece that I will never stop. I mean, people ask me, well, don't you think about retiring? I thought, no, I've never thought about that, right? That just means that's opportunity to do even other things that I wouldn't have had, like sit on boards and provide and help people. And so it's through like constant yearn for different experiences and growth.
For me, it is adapting. Everything is changing and faster than ever. I would believe we don't know where things are heading, so we don't know how to prep ourselves for everything. So adapting to whatever comes our way and staying put. I would say a lot of the times you are nervous about the change, but just staying put and adapting faster to the situation, to the, I would say, job, to the environment is the key takeaway.
Nice. And what's the best piece of career advice you've been given, Supriya?
As I moved different, I would say, product portfolios, keeping an open mind to everything that's going around, and then again reading the room, understanding where the other person is coming from, what are they trying to solve. Again, it's just makes you, I would say, your decisions better. You make be a better seasoned leader because you are just open to change. You know,
Yes.
That's really important. But nobody told me these three things. To be honest.
I think it's, well, probably because I don't want to speak for you, but like, obviously to get where you are in your career, it's, we watched, we learned,
Yes.
and we adopted the behaviors that we said
Yes.
that worked,
Yes.
and we didn't repeat those that
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
And we just, and through observation, and I think that you learn how to communicate that way,
Yeah,
and you learn how to work the best way.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a lesson in there for all of us, and maybe everybody that's listening, which is share that advice, impart those lessons that you've learned on your teams and across teams to other women in the organization that maybe are also not hearing them, right? So,
I want to echo what Julie said is, while I was working for different leaders, while nobody told me what is a good leadership is, but I looked at those leaders who failed and I knew I am never going to do this.
Yes.
I knew when those situations that were unpleasant to me, I felt I'm never going to do it to a person. And those were more aha or learning moments for me and takeaways that I said, these are my rules in my leadership, and these are the things that I'm admired about certain leaders, and I'm going to echo them. And these are the things I don't think any leaders should do or practice in reality with their team, and do not do it. And my motto is a blend of all of these, I would say, leadership traits or strategies.
Yeah. So nobody actually said, this is what good looks like. But you definitely learned the hard way what bad looks like. And chose not to do it that way.
Chose not to do it.
Love that. So look, we're reaching the end of our conversation very soon. But one thing I wanted to understand is, Julia, I'll come to you first. When all of this is over and the world of work for you is done, even though you said you've never thought about retirement, what's the one legacy that you want to leave behind that outlasts all of your success, money, accolades, anything else that you might have accumulated? What's the one legacy you want to leave from your career?
I hope that it would be that the people that I worked with for years, that they step back and say, wow, I really, really enjoyed working with Julie. I really enjoyed and learned and had an opportunity to grow my career, and and had opportunities for my family, and she was able to help me through that. That is the thing that I would be most proud of if I ever retire.
And Supriya, what about you? What will be your lasting legacy?
Though I have far from that retirement yet, but one thing, when I didn't know this about me when I was very much into this technical development role, was how much I loved being around people. And my boss, he saw the potential, and then he just thought I'm ready for that. But one thing I believe that I thrive most or gives me happiness is when anybody can randomly reach out to me in my company without knowing who to reach out. They have this faith that if we reach out to this person, either she has the answer or she will find the person who has the answer. I just love that personal brand of me. And I would say that's my legacy. I want people we will forget about projects, challenges, what worked, what didn't work. But I just want these people to remember they had a good time. They've had a good time working under me, alongside me, or leading me. They just remember those work moments, or I would say as their colleagues, as their mentor, as their leader. I just love that portion of me, and I will take that away whenever I retire.
The super connector.
I love that.
Ladies, it's been really wonderful speaking to you both today. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and sit down and have this conversation. It's really important to me. It's really important to the women at Exadel. And it's amazing to be able to celebrate the International Women's Day week-long or month-long of activities with you both. So thank you.